Welcome to Universal English Guide, where learning English is simple, clear, and enjoyable. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Liam. Hello, everyone. We're really happy to have you here today.
How are you feeling today, Liam? Are you in a ready for Monday mood or a can we rewind the weekend mood?
Oh, definitely a can we rewind the weekend mood. I feel like weekends are always too short. What about you?
Same here. And you know what's funny? Every single Monday, someone asks the same question.
Let me guess. How was your weekend?
Exactly. And sometimes I have a weekend, but when someone asks me about it, my mind goes completely blank.
Yes, it's like your brain says, error, no information found.
And then you say the most common sentence in the world.
It was good,
It was good.
which actually means nothing.
Nothing at all.
So today, we're going to talk about something very practical and very real, how to talk about your weekend in English.
Yes, not in a boring way, not like a robot, but in a natural, comfortable, everyday way.
And we're going to do it just by having a normal conversation, like two neighbors talking in the hallway.
Or two coworkers waiting for coffee in the office kitchen.
Exactly. So, Liam, how was your weekend? See, even when I know the question is coming, I still panic a little.
Take your time. Start simple.
Okay, my weekend was actually pretty busy. On Saturday morning, I cleaned my apartment.
Oh, productive.
Yeah, not exciting, but necessary. I vacuumed the living room, cleaned the bathroom, and organized my desk.
That already sounds better than it was good. You gave details.
Right. I think that's the key. Instead of one word, you add one or two small actions.
Exactly. For example, I could say, I stayed home. That's okay. But if I say, I stayed home and reorganized my kitchen cabinets, now it feels real.
Yes. So after I cleaned, I went to the supermarket.
Ah, classic weekend activity.
Very classic. I bought groceries for the week. And honestly, the supermarket was so crowded.
That's another great detail. When you add a feeling or a small comment, your story becomes more alive.
Exactly. Instead of just saying I went shopping, I can say I went shopping and it was really crowded.
Perfect. So what about Saturday afternoon?
In the afternoon, I met my neighbor in the elevator.
Oh no, elevator conversations.
Yes, he asked, "How's your weekend going?" And I said, "Pretty good. I just cleaned my apartment."
That's natural, short, simple, honest.
Then he told me he fixed his balcony door.
See, weekend talk is usually about normal life cleaning, fixing, shopping, resting.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be dramatic.
So, what did you do in the evening?
On Saturday night, I cooked dinner at home.
Ooh, what did you cook?
I made pasta and a salad. Nothing fancy, but I tried a new sauce.
There you go again. I cooked dinner is basic. I made pasta and tried a new sauce is interesting.
Yes, it gives the listener something to imagine.
Did anything funny happen?
Actually, yes, I forgot to buy salt.
Oh no.
So the pasta tasted very simple.
That's a polite way to say not good.
Very polite, but it was okay. I survived.
So that was Saturday. What about Sunday?
Sunday was slower. I woke up late,
How late?
around 10:30.
That's not too bad.
For me, it's late. Then I made coffee and sat by the window.
That sounds peaceful.
It was. I just watched people walking their dogs and listened to the city.
See? That's such a simple image, but it's beautiful.
And it's easy English, nothing complicated.
Exactly. You don't need difficult words to talk about your weekend. You just need clear actions.
Then in the afternoon, I did laundry.
Ah, yes, the Sunday tradition.
I washed my clothes, folded them, and prepared my outfit for Monday.
That's actually very smart.
It makes Monday morning less stressful.
So when someone asks you today, how was your weekend? What can you say?
I can say it was pretty productive. I cleaned my apartment, went grocery shopping, and cooked dinner. On Sunday, I relaxed and did laundry.
That sounds natural and complete.
And it's not long.
Right. You don't need a 10-minute speech, just 2 to 3 sentences with small details.
Can I ask you now?
Of course.
How was your weekend?
Mine was calm. On Saturday, I stayed home most of the day. I organized some old papers and cleaned out a drawer in my bedroom.
Wow, that's very specific.
Yes, instead of saying I cleaned, I said what I cleaned. That makes it clearer.
What else did you do?
In the afternoon, I took a short walk around my neighborhood.
How was the weather?
It was sunny, but a little cold.
See, that's another nice detail. Weather is always safe to talk about.
Exactly. Then in the evening, I watched a movie at home.
Alone or with someone?
Alone. I just wanted a quiet night.
Nothing wrong with that.
On Sunday, I visited my sister for lunch.
Oh, nice.
We talked, helped her move a small table in her living room, and then I came back home.
See how natural that sounds? You're just describing small actions.
Yes, and here's something important. When we talk about the weekend, we usually talk about finished actions, things that are complete.
Right. The weekend is finished, so we describe what happened during that time.
Exactly. We say, I cleaned, I went, I watched, I visited.
Not I clean or I go.
Right, because we're talking about something that is already done.
That's a very important little point. If someone says, "How was your weekend?" and you answer, "I go to the supermarket," it sounds unfinished.
Yes, it sounds like it's happening now.
But the weekend is over, so we say, "I went to the supermarket."
Exactly. Just that small change makes your English sound much more natural.
Let's practice a mini conversation.
Okay.
I'll be your coworker. Hey, Sophie, how was your weekend?
Hi, it was nice. I stayed home on Saturday and cleaned my apartment. On Sunday, I met my sister for lunch.
Perfect. Short, clear, friendly. Now you. Hey, Liam, did you have a good weekend? Yes, it was pretty busy. I did some grocery shopping, cooked dinner, and relaxed on Sunday.
Great.
You see, it's really about simple structure. Time plus action plus small detail.
Exactly. And you can also add how you felt.
Yes, for example, I was tired, but it was a good weekend.
Or it was relaxing.
Or it was a bit stressful, but I finished everything I needed to do.
That's very real. Not every weekend is perfect.
And that's okay.
Another tip, you can talk about one small moment. Just one.
Like what?
For example, on Sunday morning, I drank coffee on my balcony and listened to the birds.
That's simple, but it paints a picture.
Exactly.
And it's easy English, nothing complicated.
Exactly. So if you're listening right now, think about your last weekend.
What did you do on Saturday morning?
What did you do on Saturday evening?
Did you stay home? Did you clean? Did you go somewhere?
What about Sunday?
Try to create 3 to 4 sentences in your mind.
For example, on Saturday, I went to the supermarket and cleaned my kitchen. In the evening, I watched a movie. On Sunday, I did laundry and prepared for the week.
That's it. That's a complete weekend story.
And it sounds natural.
Before we finish, let's talk about different styles of weekends.
Yes, some people are very active.
They clean, organize, cook, meet people, fix things around the house.
And some people prefer a quiet weekend.
They rest, read, watch something, take walks.
Both are completely normal.
And both are easy to talk about in English.
You just describe what you did.
So next time someone asks, don't panic.
Don't say only, it was good.
Add one action.
Add one detail.
Maybe add one feeling.
And that's enough. Talking about your weekend is not about being impressive.
It's about sharing a small piece of your life.
Exactly. So this week, we have a small challenge for you.
In the comments, write 3 sentences about your weekend.
Use clear actions.
Keep it simple.
And don't worry about being perfect.
We're here to practice together.
If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Universal English Guide.
Share it with a friend who always says, "It was fine."
And let's help them say more than that.
Thank you for spending your time with us today.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, small sentences can create real conversations.
See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.